What is up? It's me, Kat, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all about why you need to have a life outside of theater, and we're also going to deep dive a little bit into my own existential crisis. Seriously, this isn't a sad video, this isn't an angry video, but it is kind of a real video. I'm also going to have a little bit of an announcement at the end of this video, so if you're someone who usually logs out of YouTube videos halfway through, might be a good one to stay for. Also, if you're just here for my existential crisis, because that's totally fair, I get that, that's at this time. You're welcome. I don't know, I've been doing a lot of introspection and self-reflection over the last couple months, and I've really been wanting to talk to you guys about it. Also, if you're new here, hi, my name's Katherine Steele. I'm not usually this much of a mess. Ooh, maybe I am. Question of the day, what is something that you love that isn't theater? Literally anything else that you enjoy, let me know in the comments down below. For me, as of late, I've really been into TV, film, fitness, fashion, adulting, if that counts as a hobby. I don't know, my birthday's this month, so I'm feeling elderly and I'm trying to be more of a grown-up. Let me know what non-theater things you love in the comments below. Okay, so let's talk about why you need to have things in your life outside of theater. So this entire video is kind of split up into two big categories, and the first category is all about why your life outside of theater actually makes you a better actor. You need to have a life outside of musical theater because ultimately a more interesting actor is able to create a more interesting character. You know, characters hopefully aren't one-dimensional, and even if they are, it's your job as the actor to not make them one-dimensional, so you yourself as an actor shouldn't be one-dimensional. Additionally, you need life experience in order to play life on screen or on stage or anywhere else. Of course, there are some life experiences that just kind of happen in their own time, and I really wouldn't recommend trying to force them for the sake of your acting, but having more life experience can make you a better actor. Having your first kiss or falling in love can completely change the way that you approach material. Now, you definitely don't need to have the exact same life experience to play it, but knowing something similar can help. If you're an especially anxious, nervous little show pony like myself, this one is a big one. Having life experience makes everything you do on stage so much less scary. One of the jokes around here is that I am constantly typecast as the ingenue. I've played just about every crush, girlfriend, fiance, you name it. The amount of shows that I've done where my character ends the show in a wedding gown is truly remarkable. But I was kind of late to the party when it came to dating, and once I went through those life experiences off stage, everything that I did on stage became so much easier. Also, when you have more life experience, it gives you a different perspective. You have a different understanding. You can comprehend scenes in so many new ways the more life you live. Oh, this is a huge one that I see, especially when it comes to younger actors, newer actors. So many times when we're acting, we're playing a non-actor. And by that, I mean we're playing a student, we're playing a teacher, we're playing a waitress, we're playing a surgeon. We are playing someone who doesn't regularly sing in front of large crowds of people for a paycheck. Having a life outside of theater can help you portray that life on stage. Being involved in the entertainment industry changes you intrinsically as a person. The way that you present yourself, the way that you deal with social situations. Meeting and becoming friends with non-actors is so important. Talk to them, listen to them, observe them, watch the way that they interact with other non-actors in their natural habitat. Okay, someone's been watching too much Planet Earth. And having skills outside of theater might help you book more roles. There are so many shows nowadays that have the actors playing their own instruments on stage. And I'm not just talking about beginner ukulele. Everyone who puts beginner ukulele on their resume, I'm calling you out. It's me, I've put beginner ukulele on my resume. But seriously, having skills outside of just theater can really make an impact on your performance, or it might be something that you can bring into your performance. So those were some ways that having a life outside of theater can make you a better performer. Let's talk about some ways that having a life outside of theater can just give you a better life. First and foremost, theater is a fickle. Seriously though, if you bomb an audition, if there aren't any good auditions in your area, if you need to take some time to focus on school so you can't do a show, or if you do everything right in your audition and the director just decides to cast someone else, you're effectively out of a hobby for a while at least. You have such little control over theater, and you need to have more than one thing that brings you joy. You know, it's not healthy to have all of your happiness dependent on one thing or one person. Having other skills outside of theater can help open you up to new job opportunities, and you don't have to completely get rid of theater just in addition to theater, because everyone needs survival jobs. Does this make me sound like an adult? You know, when I was growing up, I used to hear the phrase, if you can do anything other than theater, do that. And I always thought that was like a trick question to weed out the non-serious actors and people who weren't dedicated enough. And now I realize it's not about that. It's about having an alternative sellable skill set of something that you also love in addition to theater. It's not a threat, it's advice. That one totally blew my mind. In that same vein, having a life outside of theater means that you get to find more things that bring you joy. Life is so much better when you are surrounded by a whole bunch of different things that you love. Oh, here is a huge one. Having a life outside of theater makes you a more well-rounded person. It can be so difficult to see it or to feel it, especially when you're so ingrained in the culture of musical theater and you're just surrounded by a bunch of people who have a super laser focus on musical theater just like you. But like, imagine you're at a party and you see a super cute guy and you go up to talk to him, and the only thing he knows about or is interested in or can talk about is soccer. Insert any other thing that you don't really know about and don't really care about here. It would be pretty difficult to hold a conversation with him, right? Well, that's how I was about theater. Hang on, did I just make myself a dude in this analogy? It used to be almost impossible to have a conversation with me without me bringing up Broadway in some capacity. Now that I have a life outside of theater, yes, it's helped me talk to cute guys who don't know who Jason Robert Brown is, but it's also helped me develop better relationships with my co-workers, with my non-theater friends, even with my own family. It helps you build better social skills that are imperative even if you plan on doing theater full time. Oh, this is a big one for my kids, my preteens, my teenagers. You need to have a life outside of theater for college applications. Especially if you're auditioning for musical theater, acting, performance, anything in the arts. You need to have a life outside of the arts. Because here's the thing, everyone else who's applying to the same program as you was the drama club president and the lead of the school play and the choir section leader. All of those things are already expected and everyone else is going to have them, so it's not going to help you stand out or give you a leg up in the application process. Don't even get me started on that whole thing, because it upsets me to no end that with school, homework, rehearsals, voice lessons, dance lessons, acting lessons, plus choir, improv, outside theater, whatever else you're doing, all of that time commitment, colleges still think that you have extra time to do more stuff? What? Okay, and here is the big one that has probably affected my life the most. Having a life outside of theater just opens you up to more life experience. When I was growing up, I told myself that it was an absolute deal breaker that I would never date someone who wasn't a musical theater actor. I was so proud of the fact that all of my friends were theater people, and that I wouldn't even bother trying to cultivate friendships with non-theater people because I automatically assumed we would have nothing to talk about. How many friendships did I miss out on? What kind of things did I not get to do because I was so closed off from those other experiences? I mean, I get it. So much of my early life, and especially when you're like a teenager, you really want to find your tribe. You want to find your people. You almost kind of want a label because you figure out where you fit in. And at the time, I felt really good and happy about my label. You know, I was drama club president, I was the theater encyclopedia, I was the lead of the musical. And I really liked that because at the time, I didn't know who I was and I was still figuring that out. So having other people label me helped me. And I loved that because I knew where I stood with everyone. But after a while, having such a strict label can start to suffocate you. You start to feel almost claustrophobic, and over the years, it can start to dehumanize you, like you're not even a person without this title that other people have given you. And that aside from the title, you're worthless. You are nothing if you are not that thing that people see you as. You start to feel like you're only good for one thing, and if you're not doing that one thing, you are good for nothing. Because theater is such a huge part of your life and such a massive time commitment, it's very easy to watch it take over your entire personality. Having a life outside of theater can open you up to so many new people and so many new experiences. And it can even give you self-worth outside of your talent. Lately, I've been feeling a little trapped inside of my theater bubble online. Musical theater is something that I love and something that will always remain a huge part of who I am and a huge part of my life and definitely part of what I'm doing online. But I've been seeing comments from you guys and messages and tweets requesting non-theater related videos and saying that if I wanted to talk about something other than musical theater one day, you guys would totally be into it. I love theater so much, but I feel like I've been hiding a large portion of myself because I was afraid that people only loved me because of my label, because I was a theater encyclopedia, and that if I wasn't that one thing, then I was worthless. And now I know that that's not the case, and that you are so much more than your label, and that you can have a ton of different labels if that's what you want. You are more than one thing, and you're allowed to love more than one thing. The amount of things that you love shouldn't be numbered. You should have an infinite amount of love to give. So that is why I am going to be incorporating more of what I love into this channel. And there is still going to be tons of theatery goodness around here, but now with more to love. Theater is what brought us together, and we'll still have plenty of that to go around, but now we can be more than what we've been labeled as. We can just be people. I am so excited. I feel like I have a weight off my chest, and I'm just so happy. Thank you guys for listening, for sticking around, for being my friend, and for embarking on this new journey with me, which honestly, I don't know why I'm freaking out. I guess I just built this up so much in my head and it's been scaring me. I know it might seem silly, but this is a really big deal to me. My journey as a person and gaining self-worth. I don't know, now I might just be getting too heady, but I am very excited and I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!